Listen, Carragher and Neville on Sky yesterday picked their England squads. They picked their England 11s for the first game as well. In their squads, there was no Jadon Sancho. Now, they've been getting a lot of grief for it. It's their opinions, okay? They're entitled to their opinions. I genuinely think they forgot about Sancho. That's the only explanation. I don't see, when I look at the 23s that they picked, I don't see how you can have... Gary Neville's got Mason Greenwood in. And now you can pick him ahead of Sancho, I don't know. Both of them have got Rashford in. I don't know how he gets in ahead of Sancho as well. So I cannot understand what was going on, other than they genuinely forgot about Jadon Sancho. In which case, fair enough. But he's got to be in the squad. If fit, he's got to be in the squad, Sancho, hasn't he?
Yeah. We were saying this the other day about players you build up over the years. And when he first came into the England side, this is one player that every Premier League should be looking at now to spend the money and spend the cash, because he is a player that is so exciting. England build a team round. That's what they were saying when he first came on the scene. And then we're doing it with Foden, then we're doing it with Mount, then we're doing it with Grealish, then we're doing it with Rashford. It can go on and on and on. And he is one player, I think. And that area, for me, when you're talking about the front six, if that's what you're going to pick, they're the ones that are probably going to have to change the game for us. In games. So you need to have your players that can do something special and change the game, whether they play wide, play anywhere on that front three, and that's why for me he gets in my 23 anyway.
Yeah, I'm puzzled as to how he wouldn't be in the 23. If he's not in yours, then give us a shout and explain why, please. 08717 22 Have you done a 23? I've done a 23.
I'm light on the midfield, but it goes to with the system I'm probably going to play.
Okay, so go on then. I'm intrigued.
Well, I'm going to go 4-2-3-1. I think it suits us.
Yeah, me too, yeah.
All right. So, in midfield, I've only gone for Rice, Henderson, Mount, Foden and Phillips.
Okay.
I have 5 midfielders. But I've got players who can play in there. Grealish can play in there, because of the system I'm going to play. Okay.
So, give us the 23. I'm intrigued by this then.
Pickford, Pope, Henderson.
We've both got the same 3 keepers. They're the ones Neville and Carragher had as well.
Walker, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Reece James, Maguire, Stones, Mings, Cody, Shaw, Chilwell. Rice, Henderson, Mount, Foden, Phillips, Sterling, Kane, Grealish, Ings, Rashford, Sancho.
Okay. That's... So who's your notable omissions? Who's not in the...
No Calvert-Lewin.
Right,
no Lingard, no Trippier, no Dyer, no Greenwood, no Ward-Prowse.
Okay, remarkably...
I don't think I've missed anyone. If I've missed someone, bad luck.
Right, I've gone 4-2-3-1, and listen, this is open for change as well, because we're not there yet. I have not got Rashford. I've not got Greenwood. I've not got Calvert-Lewin. No Cody.
No Rashford in the 23.
Not in the 23. No Cody. No Mings. No Trippier. No Reece James. No Shaw. No Dyer.
Who have you got?
No James Ward-Prowse, which really hurt me.
He's picked a B team to go and win the Euros.
I've gone through this methodically, and there's a couple of players who can play in a lot of positions. So I've gone the 3 keepers you've gone. Pickford, Pope, Henderson.
Oh, we agree on something.
I've gone 2 right backs, Trent and Kyle Walker. I think they were yours as well, weren't they?
Yeah, I had Reece James as well.
Yeah, I've not got another right back.
Because Kyle Walker can play in a 3 if they did change.
So you got to have another right back for that reason?
Yeah, because he might then want to play Reece James on the right of a 4.
I've got a way of solving that issue. Anyway, I've only gone 2 orthodox right backs, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Kyle Walker. 3 centre halves, and I am feeling a little bit light there, but again, I've allowed for it. Maguire, Stones, and Keane I've gone for. Kyle Walker can play centre half, and one of my left backs can play centre half as well. So I've gone Ben Chilwell. I'm putting Ben Godfrey in because he can play anywhere across the back forward.
You've not got Shaw who can play in a 3 at the back as well.
Yeah, but I'm not convinced.
You've not gone for Luke Shaw at all?
No, not in. I've gone for a million midfielders. Okay, but it depends what you... So Sterling's in my midfield selection, but they're kind of midfield attackers, if you like. So I've gone Mount, Phillips, Rice, Foden, you've got all those. Sterling, Grealish, Sancho, Saka, Lingard. I've gone
Oh, I didn't go Saka. I missed him.
I've gone Henderson, okay? But if Henderson's not fit, I'm having Bellingham in there, okay? I've just realised I put Grealish in twice. He's that good. And I've gone Ings and Kane.
I've got definitely Ings. He's the nearest you get to Vardy, and we need that sort of strike. And it's unlucky for someone like Calvert-Lewin, but I just think the players we need and the way we're going to play, we need more Ings who could make things
Absolutely.
happen.
Did you see him at the weekend?
That goal.
Unplayable.
Yeah, absolutely. High quality. So, yeah, I have Ings in as well.
I think I have a problem with in terms of the centre-halves for England because, you know, what Gary Neville was saying last night about Harry Maguire and how he's so important. In fact, he's more important than Harry Kane. He said he feels that England can cope without Kane, but they won't be able to cope without Maguire. I kind of know where he's coming from because we're trying to win a Euros here. We're not just turning up and going out in the first round, hopefully. We're hopefully going a long way, building on a World Cup semi-final. So you can't say... Right, okay, well, Conser's playing well, so stick him in the England team. It doesn't really work like that. We're not playing against Sheffield United.
Ed, I've made a change.
Go on.
I'm sorry, I've had a cross out. I'm sorry, Reece James, but you're right. I forgot Saka. It's just so easy. Can you imagine Gareth Southgate doing this in a press conference? Hang on a minute. I've missed someone out here, so we'll cross you out. Reece James, sorry, mate. Saka gets in. Because he can play anywhere in that midfield or up top as well. So right, Saka comes in for Reece James.
I wish I could have two Grealishes, but I can't. So I've lost a Grealish, which means I've got a 22-man squad. So I've got one more place, which is interesting. By rights, I should pick a centre-half, but I'm tempted to put either Rashford or Calvert-Lewin in. And I'm more tempted to put Calvert-Lewin in. But you're only going to play one striker, one orthodox striker at the most, aren't you?
Yeah, so it's Kane or Ings. And
yeah,
Rashford,
exactly.
And I've got Rashford, so he can play through the middle.
I would put Rashford in. He was very close to being in the squad.
I hope he was. I would say he's a definite for the squad.
Well, I don't get this.
I think he's off the bench
though.
He is, and that's why I've always said it. Man United, I get he starts every game, but for England, I would have Grealish over him all day long.
There's a lot of players who are ahead of Marcus Rashford, and I think the reason why he gets into a lot of 23s is because he can play as an out-and-out striker as well. I think it's the only reason. If he was another one of those attacking midfielders, i.e. a player who played in the three behind the one, I'm not convinced he'd get in. I mean, neither of us have said Maddison. So I know.
I think it's been an injury-interrupted season again for him. I think he's played himself out of it.
Let's talk about... I've got an 11 that I'm going to start with here. I don't know if you have or not, but I've done an 11. My 11 to start, one thing, it actually upset me more than Sancho not being in their 23s last night. Neither of them had Foden in their starting lineup, and I think that is a disgrace. I think that when you've got a player with that much talent, I honestly think it's a shocker that you've got players who've been to tournaments with England, and they're looking at Foden, well, I wouldn't have him in the team. What are you talking about? I mean... For Gary Neville to say Maguire's really important and then to turn around and say, well, we won't be bossing the ball. Well, what's the point of having Maguire then? Him and Stones are great on the ball. So we should be bossing the ball. We've got the players to boss the ball. If you've got Foden in the team, you can boss the ball. So why don't we keep the ball, keep possession, treasure it, make things happen rather than try and play on the counter? That's the way I see it. So my 11 is Pickford in goal, Trent Alexander-Arnold one side, Chilwell the other, Maguire and Stones. In front of them, I would have two holders, and I know that's been criticised, but I would because the fullbacks are going to get forward. Rice and Phillips.
And that's the reason I'm getting two in as well.
Sancho, Foden, Sterling behind Kane.
Oh dear, I would upset you. So I've gone Pickford, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Stones, Maguire, Shaw, Rice and Henderson, Sterling, Mount, Grealish, Kane. I ain't got Foden in starting 11.
Wow. Why? How can you pick...
First game.
Foden,
I just haven't got the first game.
Mount ahead of Foden.
Well, I could easily have him in. The only way I would do there, and it all depends how to be positive, instead of Henderson, I would have Mount in there, right, box to box, and then I would have Foden in, 100%.
I think for the
first... That's why, because it's the first game.
Yeah, and it's Croatia, and I know they're not the Croatia of 2018, but they're not bad.
But against any other opposition, I'm liking Mount instead of one of the two, Rice and Henderson.
Agree with that.
Right? And then I play Foden.
Okay.
I'm just saying for that first game, I've gone a little bit more conservative.
We've got players who can pass a football, so why wouldn't we
You don't want to be
possession?
out of the competition in the first game.
Why are you going to be out of it if Foden's
Because that's the way England do things.
It's Foden.
Conservative. It's going to be conservative, so he's good. That's what
Phil Foden's won a World Cup, hasn't he? Honestly, I can't believe There are people who would not have Foden in their 11, and I really can't believe there are some who wouldn't have Sancho in their 23.